Hello everybody. This video has got some yummy stuff. This one right here would be perfect for Mother's Day. We've got a lot of variety in this video. I think everything was just delicious, and we've even got desserts in here. Can't ever go wrong with a sweet treat, a delicious soup. This video is going to be a good one. Let's get into it. Alright, we're going to start with the strawberry and cream croissant bake. And if you make anything from this video, make this. This would be perfect for Mother's Day. If you want to make a sweet treat for your mom, or you have a Mother's Day brunch or something coming up, this would be great. Let's get into this one. The recipe calls for 8 mini croissants. I actually have 10, but I'm going to use all 10 of these because I think that'll be just fine. And so I am just going to take these and tear them like this. And place these are still a little bit frozen. I'm going to place these in my sprayed baking dish. I'm using this one here. I don't know exactly what size it is. It's a little smaller than a 9 by 13. But this is the one I wanted to use to put my breakfast bake in. So I'm going to get these all torn up. Then we're going to add some of this yummy, yummy goodness to go with it. I don't normally, this is not something that I usually make. As far as what I mean by that is like a sweet breakfast casserole or something along those lines. I don't know that if I've ever made a French toast bake, or anytime I do a breakfast casserole, it's usually a savory one, not a sweet one. But I had these left over, and I bought 2 boxes of these from Aldi and didn't need them both, so I just stuck them in my freezer, and I knew right away I would probably do some sort of a breakfast bake with them because I just, like I said, I don't normally do that, and I thought that sounded good, and I'm pretty sure it will be. Okay. I think we're good here. Oops. All right. Next up, I'm going to add on my strawberries. The recipe calls for 1 cup of fresh sliced strawberries. So I'm going to get my strawberries sliced up and put over top. Okay, so I've got about 1.5 cups. I have plenty of strawberries, and since I used a couple extra of the croissants, I thought maybe I would add some extra strawberries. So let's get these all evenly distributed, or at least as best as we can. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, and next up, I pour over the egg and cream cheese mixture. 1 block of cream cheese. I'm using the reduced fat. Use whatever you want. We're also adding in 1 cup of sugar. We're going to add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla and 3 eggs. After these things are mixed well, you add in 3/4 cup of milk and continue mixing. I somehow or another lost the footage of that, but the milk was definitely added in right after this. All right, the cream cheese looks like it's a little lumpy here and there. I wish it wasn't, but maybe it'll bake out. Probably just needed to let it be a little softer, I don't know. I'm not real concerned about it. I think it'll probably bake out just fine. Now, I'm taking this to church for a fellowship meal. So that means I probably won't be able to show you what it looks like. But if I remember, I'll tell you what it tastes like. I'll remember. As I'm editing, I'll remember. But this can be stored in the refrigerator overnight. And that's one thing I liked about this too. So I can make it It's a Saturday night. I can make it, get it in the fridge, and bake it tomorrow. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be delicious. It sure looks good. Okay, I'll report back. Okay, so thoughts on this. It was so absolutely delicious. Let me tell you a couple quick things here on this little voiceover. I mixed the ingredients as it said. My cream cheese was soft, but when I added in the milk, the cold from the milk caused my cream cheese to lump up. So I didn't love that. And it didn't bake out, but it was still so, so good. And I put about 1/4 a cup of warm maple syrup over the top of this when it came out of the oven. I absolutely cannot wait to make this again. It was so good. Look below for the recipe. We're going back in time now to our family Easter dinner. We had this for family night the Thursday before Easter. My ham was so big it wouldn't fit, the lid wouldn't fit on my crock pot, so I had to put foil on it real tightly until it cooked down a little bit and I could get my lid on. But I always just Google the cook time for a crock pot with a ham based on your ham size, and I just follow that. And I never usually use the seasoning packet that comes with a spiral ham because James doesn't prefer those. So our ham here in the crock pot just did its thing all day, and that's always a great and easy way to cook a ham. I wanted to make a cheesy hash brown casserole to go along with this ham dinner, and so I just shredded up a couple of blocks of cheese. I had about 1/2 block of one and a full block of the other, pulled out the spag of these shredded frozen hash brown potatoes, and I'm following a copycat recipe for Cracker Barrel style hash brown casserole. So again, look below. I will have the recipe there. I've made this one several times and it's really, really good. My daughter-in-law Hope makes a really, really good hash brown casserole as well. I love hash brown casserole. I don't make it nearly often enough because it is an easy one to put together and very, very delicious always. I used some garlic powder, onion powder, some pepper, and then I used minced onion because I was out of white onion on this day. And then my cream of chicken soup and cheese. And then on the top, I just put a little bit more. Oh, I also used some onion salt from Trader Joe's, and I put a little bit more of that on the top. To give it has some little green in it, so it gives it a little bit of color on the top. I love that, so I usually do parsley or something that has a little green. And we think baked beans goes great with ham, so I'm using a roll of this sausage, 2 cans of pork and beans, and 1 can of like the pre-seasoned baked beans. So I think that one was like a brown sugar bacon one, something along those lines. And I don't usually follow a recipe. I just kind of add in the seasonings that we like for baked beans. I usually add in some ketchup, some mustard. This time I added a little bit of barbecue sauce, but I tell you what I forgot to add. That's what happens when you don't follow a recipe. Sometimes you get distracted, and I did this day, or at least, I don't know, I just wasn't thinking. I always add a little brown sugar, and I did not. And I like them a little bit sweeter. James prefers them not as sweet, so he probably liked these better than usual, but I forgot to add in the brown sugar. But nonetheless, I just doctor them up a little bit, and then I don't always add in the meat, and sometimes I do sausage. You can do ground beef. You can put bacon. There's just so many things that you can do to can of pork and beans or some pre-seasoned baked beans, and my goodness gracious, they are just a delicious side. And they're great all summer long with barbecues and cookouts, hamburgers and hot dogs on the grill with baked beans. That's always perfect. So after this was done, I stuck them in the oven to bake for about 45 minutes. And here is the spread. I had these croissants, baked those up and put some honey butter on them. Deviled eggs, that's a must-have. The hash brown casserole, the baked beans and the ham, and I just put some pineapple over top of the ham, some crushed pineapple. It was a very, very delicious meal. We had a Watergate salad. I'm going to show you that. And we had another dessert. I'm going to show you that as well. Let's do Watergate first. So this pistachio pudding mix. And remember the other day when I said you have to throw your lime into the skillet and then squeeze it? Well, apparently we have to throw the box from the pistachio pudding into the little bowl today. I tell you, sometimes I just have the dropsy, I guess. But this pistachio salad or Watergate salad is so easy. I have showed it on my channel here before, so I'm not going to go into step-by-step detail, but it's a really, really yummy one, especially in the spring. I don't know, it just seems extra perfect then. But any dessert like this throughout the summer that's cold is so refreshing. It's always a good idea to have a couple of these things in your arsenal, your recipe arsenal, and keep those ingredients so you can pull this together real quickly. Look how fun and springy that looks. So again, this recipe will be linked down below. And then now I am making britzel bars, but this time around I'm making them with white chocolate and it's Easter themed. I did show this, I think, on my channel back in the fall, but with milk chocolate. So I'm going to use white chocolate. So you have your baking sheet, you line it with foil, spray that with cooking spray, and then lay out your crackers. Then you boil your butter and your sugar until it gets really thick like this. I don't use a thermometer. I just boil it until it gets thick and foamy looking. Once that's done, it takes maybe, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. You're going to pour that over top of your crackers, and you're going to get every single cracker covered as best you can. Doesn't matter if your crackers overlap a little bit. You just want to get this mixture all on top. Then this is going to go in the oven for just a few minutes. Once it comes out, you're going to add on your chocolate chips and let them sit for a second to kind of start getting soft and spread that out. Now, make sure that you check the recipe out in the description box for this. It is very, very easy, and I don't know, it's just basically, I guess, addicting, I guess is how I would describe it. And most people also describe it that way, that eat it and enjoy it. It's hard to put it down. So, yeah, this is really delicious. It's different, of course, with the crackers, but it's a really, really good one. So if you haven't tried this, you definitely need to try it. And what's fun is you can use sprinkles or whatever you want to put on top that can make it kind of, you know, themed for whatever you want it to be. So this, or you can just leave it plain. This time around, I am using this canister with all these varieties of the Easter sprinkles, and I just put them over top till I achieved the look that I was going for. And then I ended up, I made several pans of these, probably 4 pans of these at least, and had some for family night, and I gave some away as fun, yummy Easter treats. So I'm going to show you how I packaged those up. I purchased these little bags that said Happy Easter, and they came with these little tops that you just peeled off the adhesive and folded it down after you ziplocked the bag. How cute are these? I had the little stickers, and I covered up, it says to and from, and I didn't really want to write on them, so I just put the little stickers on there. How cute are these? So we gave these away at Easter. Oh, well, looky there, rare sighting of Angie in the kitchen. All right, now that we finished all the Easter stuff, let's talk about these smoked knockwurst. This is a dinner request from James. He wanted some sort of sausages with sauerkraut. So I was at Aldi. I picked up those smoked knockwurst. We've had those once before. They are really, really good. And so I just browned those up. Doesn't take long at all. And I had about a half a jar of this German-style sauerkraut, which I also buy at Aldi. That's the only sauerkraut that I buy. It's really good. And so I just was going to cook those two up together. I pulled out these seasonings out of my spice cabinet, and I'm going to go down here in my little baking area, my Lazy Susan, and get out some brown sugar because I like to add that in when I am making sauerkraut. For the side tonight, Bob Evans did the cooking, and we're having the sour cream and chive mashed potatoes, and I just think mashed potatoes go great anytime there is sauerkraut and sausage involved. I love having that as a side. And tonight I just happened to have that in the refrigerator. And so this meal, you know, came together lickety-split. Didn't take long at all. I love cooking the sauerkraut down. I usually drain off some of the liquid so it's not so sour and put a little bit of brown sugar, all those seasonings in there this time around. This was a really yummy meal. Okay, this evening for dinner, I wanted to make a chicken taco soup. I've never made chicken taco soup before and thought I would give that a try. So I'm pulling out here my canned items and my chicken from the freezer and going to get this all together. The recipe I followed is from Salt and Lavender website. I chose to do a crock pot version. Hers is a stovetop, so easily modified to do a crock pot. All right, so in with 1 boneless, skinless chicken breast, I am adding in some diced onion and my chicken broth. I will have a link to this recipe down below. I drained my black beans, poured those in, and my Rotel tomatoes, and then instead of a can of corn, I just wanted a little bit of corn, so I used some frozen so I could put in the amount that I wanted, and then a half a block of cream cheese. I cut her recipe in half because I just didn't want to make as much as her recipe called for. Then you just go in with your seasonings. It's got some chili powder, garlic powder, cumin, paprika, and salt and pepper to taste. Give this a little stir, pop the lid on, and I let this just go low and slow. I was home this day, and I was able to keep an eye on it, and it just cooked here in the crock pot. I love doing a soup in the crock pot. Once the chicken was all done, I just pulled it out of the crock pot, put it on my plate here. I'm just going to get this all shredded up, and then it can go back in for a little while longer. You guys, this soup was so good, and probably my favorite topping was the avocado. It just, I wanted a piece of avocado with every bite. It tasted so delicious. It was great as leftovers. I highly recommend making this soup. It was over the top delicious. Of course, you could serve it with tortilla chips, you could serve it with corn chips, but we ate it just like this, with a little bit of the cheese, the lime, fresh lime, and the avocado. Definitely make this one. All right, I usually like to show you throughout the warmer months some quick and easy, sort of light and refreshing dinners. So this one is chicken salad. I have showed chicken salad on here before, but I never make it the same way twice. So here is what I am pulling together today. I am starting off with what was left of a Costco rotisserie. Just got that all off the bone, got it shredded up real nicely. Put some black grapes in there, going in with a red onion, some pickles. Like I said, just pulling together the things that I think that sounds good when I'm making it at that time. That's the beauty of cooking in your own kitchen. You can just cook according to what sounds good, and you know, you can't go wrong there. If you've got a taste for something, you're going to make it how you want it. So that's what I'm doing tonight. Just pulling out some various spices and seasonings that I'm putting in there, getting this all ready to be mixed up for one of those quick and easy cool suppers on a warmer evening. Now with my mayonnaise here, I didn't have very much in the bottom, so I just added a tiny bit of milk in there and shook that up really well to get it all out, and it sort of creamed up the mayonnaise a little bit where it wasn't so thick. But yeah, I mean, in the spring time of the year, you can go from, you know, having soups one night because it's chilly to it's warm the next day and you're working outside and you want something cool to eat. So that's what this was. It was so good. We really enjoyed this chicken salad. Now for the next thing, I rarely get cravings for things, but I wanted taco salad so much. And so we even made a special trip, a special stop into the Dollar General after church on a Sunday to pick up the Doritos because I didn't have any. That's all I needed for taco salad. So I just, you know, brown up my ground beef, put in my taco seasoning packet, and then I am going in with some fresh lime juice this time around to give this meat an extra kick. And, you know, just, oh, lemon juice too. These citrus here, the limes and lemon, they were on their very last leg, but boy, I got some good juice out of that, and that really sort of brightens up the meat. I love doing that with any type of Mexican. And then another thing that I enjoy, if I can shred up my own cheese, it just melts so much better. It just tastes so much better. So shredded up a big pile of cheese here, and I'm going to start making this taco salad. Now, I'm not showing you this because like, oh, no one knows how to make taco salad. Nope, not at all. Just showing you this because this is what we had. This is what sounded good. And if you're anything like me, sometimes I forget about stuff like, oh, I haven't made that in a while. And then I think of it or see someone make it or hear someone talk about it. I'm like, oh, yes, I definitely want to make that. Okay, I told you I stopped at the Dollar General. This bag, you see the price on there? $6.29 for a bag of Doritos. Are you even kidding me? So when I laid them on the counter, I was like, I really hope these ring up less than $6.29 because that is going to kill me to pay that much for a bag of Doritos. And she started laughing because I don't usually buy stuff like this at the Dollar General. I buy them when they're on sale, get them at the grocery store, whatever. But I was being spontaneous. And she's like, oh my goodness, I know. She said, well, maybe they aren't that price. We'll see when we ring them up. And they rang up for $4.29. So that was much better. Still more pricey than I can usually get them at Kroger when they're on sale for a couple of bucks. But you win some, you lose some. But what was a winner tonight was this taco salad. It was so good. Isn't that how it works when you're hungry for something? It's just the best tasting thing you ever had in your life. That's pretty much what this taco salad was this night. So a reminder for taco salad, for those nights you need something quick or if you want something kind of a little bit more on the cool and refreshing side, taco salad is always hearty and fits the bill. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, I so appreciate it. Give it a thumbs up if you liked the video. Subscribe if you've not, and I'll see you the next time. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Show me love.